I have a 2011 Suburban, and a few months ago it developed a mysterious high-pitched squeal inside the cabin. This was nothing to do with the engine or brakes or anything else. It was coming from inside the cabin. Well, it took a little while, but I was able to trace it down to this. It was coming from this here. This right here is the rear seat temperature and radio control. It's designed so that anybody riding in the back can plug in headphones here and listen separately either to this radio, or if we have a CD in the front, they could listen to that independently of anybody else that's listening to the radio in the front. I got online and was looking, and I see that a lot of people are having the same problem, and the fix is replace this right here. And to do that, you would take this thing out. This snaps out. There are two screws that holds this unit in. Just undo that and buy another part, one of these, and plug it in, and you're good to go. Well, okay, I got online to see how much one of those cost, and it was $100, $200 or more, depending on where you get it. You probably could buy one at a junkyard or find a wrecked vehicle and maybe get one from it cheaper, but you run into the same issue of you might buy a unit that has the same squeal in it. It's a known issue. It's something, I guess with age, that something goes out inside of here, inside the wiring, the circuit boards, or something inside of this goes out and starts causing a squeal. Well, I did not want to put any money on this. The Suburban is already way old, and you know, I may not keep it too much longer, and I just didn't want to put a whole lot of money, especially into something like this. Now, I thought, well, okay, good enough. What I'll do is I'll just unplug the wiring harnesses that are behind here. There are two back there. One has like the speaker connections, and the other is the power and the controls for the temperature. And I thought, well, I'll just easy fix, unplug it, don't worry about it. Well, when you unplug that, you lose your rear speakers because of the way this thing is made for the person in the back seat to listen independently. When you plug into here, the way that's designed, the wiring is when it's plugged in here, it shuts off the back speakers. So when you unplug it, naturally you lose your sound out of the rear speakers. I did not want to do that either. So I got back online and did a lot of research, and for several days, and everyone pointed to buy another unit. I was not going to do it. I finally, on a GM forum, found a guy that said, hey, all you have to do is just bypass the speakers. Don't let the speaker wiring come in and out of this. What you do is you just bypass that, and then you won't have the squeal. So that is what I did, and I'm going to show you how easy that was to remedy. So the first thing you need to do is you need to take this whole panel off, and to do so you can use either a flathead screwdriver and pry this undone. There's a clip like here, 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 and here, but there are also two tabs up here, one there and one there, that when you raise this lid you can reach in there and unsnap them, and this thing should pop out easily. All right, here are the two tabs that I said you can lift up on and push back. The hard part is getting a fingernail under, or getting something under it. And then push back like that. Once you have that done, then you can come back here and pull along the edge. Be careful not to break your plastic. Whoa, that fell out. Alright, so when you have this opened up, you'll see that you have two wiring harnesses. This one right here, when you unplug this, it shuts off power to this unit. Plus it shuts off it shuts off the whole power, and this also has the temperature control in it. This right here, this harness is all these speaker wires for the rear speakers. To undo these things, this one right here just has a simple thing you press to pull out. Easy, just push that in and pull that out. This one here, you have to lift this blue thing up like that and then unplug it. Alright, now this, of course, I've already modified this, so this is not how it would look, but it would be attached like this. You would have both of these like this. So, to bypass to keep your speakers intact and bypass what causes the squealing inside this unit, what you'll need to do is redo the speaker connections. To do so, I've already, of course, like I said, I've already done this. You can snip off all of these speaker wires in this one at a time. Leave you enough on here in case you wanted to ever replace this unit and put this back. Leave enough here that you can work with later. So once I cut each one of these wires off and had some left here, what I did was I connected like colors. So like the blue that goes, one blue is coming in to this plug harness, one blue is going out to the speaker. Same thing with the tan one. One comes in, one goes out. Then you've got a brown with a white line. One comes in and one goes out. And then just a plain brown, no line. One comes in, one comes out. Now you've also got this other braided wire here. There are two of those. One's in, one out. So for each one of these, after you've cut this off, you can set that aside. You can, and I was just using some these wire strippers and using the wire cutter right here to do that. Then you would use these also to strip the wire. Let me remove one of these nuts. Back using the wire stripper. And after you get the plastic shield off and have some wire exposed on both of them, you'll connect them. And if you need some small wire nuts to put them back together, to put them both back in there and twist until they get tight. And that'll make a great connection and hold. I tried first using some electrical tape, but I was just having a hard time getting these wires to stay together. So I just went ahead and found, I didn't realize I had some, but I found some tiny wire nuts that do that. So I did that with the tan wire, the brown wire, the blue wire, and then the brown with the white stripe, and then the braided one I just have twisted together. I don't know if that's a ground, or I'm really not sure what that is, but I needed to do that. So when this was attached to this, these wires were all covered up with this protective fabric here, just like this one, and it was hard, it wouldn't let me peel it back, so I was able to take some scissors and just very carefully on this one cut this back. Be careful you don't cut your wire though. I just trim that back to get it out of the way. It just protects the wires to keep them from getting like, especially when they're passing through here, they may, through vibrations of the vehicle, it might wear through and cause shorts, and that's the whole point of it. But anyway, once I did that, then I was able to turn my ignition on, turn on the radio, and make sure that my rear speakers were still working, and they were. And then I plugged this back up. Now, each one of these harnesses, they're a little bit different on the back, and they only fit, these are the same size, but there's only one they're matched up. This one has the slot here, and you'll see right there, there's a little ridge that slot goes on. Now, I'm just going to leave this in here because I don't want to lose it, and if somebody else ever got this vehicle and wanted to fix this, they still have this here available. I'm just going to leave that there, and I'm going to leave this unplugged because this unit is what's causing the squeal, and once I plug this back up and it has power back to it, this is still going to squeal. The point of having the wire spliced here is so that when this is undone, I can still retain my rear speakers. Now, I won't have any use of this at all. Nobody back here can use it to change the air conditioner, the temperatures, or anything like that, or use the radio controls. But nobody rides back here. It's not an issue for me. So I'm going to leave this unplugged. I'm going to shove these wires back in here. I've got all of my speaker wires are patched in together, bypassing this unit. I'm just going to tuck this stuff down in here and snap this back in. And we should be good. Now, the only thing that I do wish that I had is I wish I was able to use the seat heater for my dog. My dog rides back here, and sometimes when we first get in and it's pretty cold, I will turn the seat heater on. for her just to warm it up, but that's not a big deal. None of these controls are needed because everything else can be controlled from the unit up there. The air, radio, nobody rides back here. There's nothing that I particularly need from this unit as it stands. Now, if I had other passengers that were constantly using this, I would go ahead and just spend the money, but I don't. My kids are grown. Nobody rides back here. And I can do without the seat heater. I'll just put her a fuzzy blanket in here to warm her bottom. I'm glad I found that forum that was able to explain that I could just bypass that by splicing the speaker wires together, because I really want my speakers, and I can do without this. Well, I hope this video has helped you. If it did, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.